Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters, your agent of awesome action. Today is Thursday, Christmas Day of 2025. Happy Yule to whatever you celebrate. It doesn't matter to me. We are going to be talking about three episodes and the movie from Kikaider. We have already reviewed the movie. There'll be a link at the end if you want to see that review. It'll have more pictures, different commentary, of course, but we'll doing these chronologically, and it sort of fits after episode 34. So 34 and a half, 35, and that will get us into the final 8 episodes. This is the ninth episode of the series, ninth episode of 4 of Kikaider that we're being, well, anyway, you know what I mean. So, after all of that, if you're still with me, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the movie. Things are about to pick up, and even these 3 episodes are pretty unusual. I would think that they were very unusual for at the time, even, and I can see why Kikaido struck such a nerve, especially in Hawaii with the kids, because they hadn't seen anything like this. I can imagine. It's all I can do because we didn't see it out here. Also, Bed wouldn't get anything like this cool until 5 years ago, maybe. So, having said all that, if you can watch it just a little longer, business is about to pick up, as Jr. used to say. So, having said all that, are you ready? Switch on. You can do the 1, 2, 3 change thing if you'd like, but we'll just see if freaking Clip Champ will keep this so far. Okay, we start right out with a new villain, a new Destructoid blowing things up and deafening people. It is the fiendish mass crab bread's accursed code. Accursed code, if you want to be very precise. And this horseshoe crab, we thought was destroyed last episode, but with his Reaper Ray, and he's upset. Horseshoe crab is not happy right now. But Crab 2, because says he's still his brother. So he's trying to save him, but Horseshoe Crab leaves, escapes, and now he's got to go kill his own brother. But Horseshoe Crab thinks if he can kill Kikaider, that he'll be redeemed and he won't be destroyed. So off he goes. And they're still on the track of their father, Dr. Komyoji, as is going on. But like I said, this is the eighth chapter here, really. They capture old Horseshoe Crab, and he's trying to talk the drones into letting him go. I don't know if that did that to Beetle Green there, but knocked everybody out. He tries it with Kikaider, but he changes. Unfortunately, he gets damaged with one of the judo chops, and Kikaider is going to destroy him because he's a dark destructoid, and Mitsuko wants him to save him, be kind to him. And remember, when you do a kindness to someone, even if they're your enemy, they're kind of in your debt, if they have any honor at all. Hanpen's not sure this is a good idea. And it wasn't. The drones came in and took him and took Mitsuko, and off they go. And they know that, of course, Masaru is following them, but or this crab here, Crab 2, knows that he'll bring Kikaider to him. And they have this little kid here. He's doing all his own stunts. I'm sure he's safe, but he's crawling around, jumping down, just because that's what actors are supposed to do. I believe they've got an interview with him on the. Nope, that's not him. Never mind. Yeah, but he's not going to kill his brother. immediately. But now Horseshoe Crab jumps in. He's going to kill Mitsuko, but he jumps in front of her to save her, gets clobbered. He's dead. Mitsuko gets away and found there's her dad. He doesn't even know it's her. He's almost catatonic here, which is a little unusual, but he's gone through a lot. And Jiro's battling drones. And he is in there and he switches. I guess we've already heard the whistle or the flute. And go after your father. So running is resistance is futile. And really, Crab 2 is fast. So he's going to use his sound waves on Kikaider to destroy him. Fortunately, Beetle Green and Hunpen show up and he guns the engine, which creates interference. It reverses the polarity and blasts Crab 2. See? And the final fight is on. Does he? I just like this shot. Denji end. Kaboom! And Horseshoe, yeah, they're wondering why. But Mitsuko says, well, I just knew it. I understood. And then Masaru says, how come you don't understand Jiro then? Burn! I think she pushed him down the cliff then. All right. And now we have this is a weird episode. It's touching and yet weird. Lone Monster and Cub. Now, if you don't realize that's a play on the Lone Wolf and Cub, I don't think Augie said he had anything to do with this. I didn't ask him. But this sure sounds like something he would have come up with. But kudos to whoever did. Kudos. Black Echidna. No, echidnas are spiny little critters. And yeah, and he's got a kid. So this little girl who's got a panda bear, stuffed panda bear with her, and just thinks the world of her dad. Why did they build him a kid? Was he such a good robot that they thought, oh, we need a kid, give him a kid to keep him happy? Or was it because that they're running out of money toward the end of the series? I mean, the Dark organization, and they needed just to have one, because as we'll see, she carries around a kit to repair her father. I mean, who programs a robot, a Destructoid, although they're androids, right? Anyway, there's Komyoji being a bartender, and he's found a microfilm. So, yes, Kazuku Dark's target list. Kikaider shows up, changes right away. I mean, they just kind of cut down on the stock footage because they're still squeezing story in here. And he damages Black Echidna, but she fixes him. And look at, she's pretty cute. Big old eyes and that dang teddy bear. And they do this really nice song with these two, and that he really loves her. But Professor Gill says, turn her human and make her find the target list. And there she is. And Mitsuko, sweet white sake for the kids. Booze, I guess. And this one here with the beret in her hair is Nanako. That is a little black echidna. But I don't know why he's after him. And there he is, his human form, Dad's human form. He looks like a beatnik. He probably plays bongos walking down the stairs. Yep. And now they think that Kanako, or the little echidna, is betrayed Dark. Dad shows up, tries to talk him out of it. So don't hurt my daughter. And he just leaves her with him, which is unfortunate. There's Jiro and the obligatory flute. But Black Echidna buries him alive, and of course that blocks the sound. So they do think of ingenious ways to do this, but we're going to see. It's going to change here. I promise. These last 8 episodes, ooh, doggies. So he beats him up, but Nanako says, "No, don't." So he promises her he'll try to save her dad. But he's got a drill on the front of the side machine, and of course he brings her back, but he's lost everything, and he's and she still cheers him on, but unfortunately, kaboom! And this distresses Nanako so much, she falls down, and that's all we hear, the kaboom. We don't see her die, but I don't know if she killed herself, if it was accidental, but she couldn't live without her father. I mean, it's a very touching episode, though I still question the wisdom of the Dark wasting resources on building a Destructoidette daughter. a little one, Destructoid Junior. But I'm sure there's a reason somewhere why they did it, but probably they just it adds a lot of pathos and gives Blackie Kid a bit of a little bit of a humanity, which we've seen him do in these recent episodes. But there it is, and then we have Kikaider. Darn, wish I could save the child. Well, yeah, but blame Professor Gill in the dark. So they sing this sad song. The teacher says that she saw a bartender who called the dark lethal poison. They realize it was Dr. Professor Komyoji. And now we get to this part. Uh-oh. Business is about to pick up. I think I said that once already. And but you're going to have to wait because wait, there's more. Well, there will be more after we get to the movie. We're going to review the movie, episode 34.5. Okay, so this movie, according to this, I should have left this title card from the 3D featurette from the DVD set from Generation Kikaider, March 17th, 1973, between episodes 31 and 32. But if you're going to pigeonhole it, it's going to go into episode 34.5, according to other sources. Doesn't matter. This is fine to me. All right. So it's in widescreen. And we've talked about this. Dark will annihilate Japan's 5 major cities. And he's breaking the fourth wall to threaten the audience. And there's the almighty device. Of all the, I can see why this is not as highly regarded as the series. It's not a bad little movie. I mean, I'm glad it's only 33 minutes. But see, there's the key to the almighty device. I wonder if it's named Bobby Lashley. And there's our villain, our new Destructoid, Mottled Sand Gecko. As far as I know, this movie is not on the Blu-ray set, which is why, again, this and all the extras is why I'm keeping the DVD set as well. Things are about to get exciting. I told you they were going to pick up, but not the way Sand Gecko thinks so. So this shows up every time you're supposed to put your 3D glasses on. See? I think he's fighting Kikaider. So Hiroshi, and there it is. Just lovely. Once again, this feature was shown in Hawaii theatrically and on television. I don't know if it was shown in 3D, but the kids are still looking for their father. And why he needs a camel is beyond me. Hanpen! So, guess who shows up there? There he changes, and you get a little wider. See, they do have a slightly different. Andre Dubois once said that Toei's effects look like colored pencils, and he's not wrong here, but I think it looks cool. I kind of miss, practical and handmade effects. More 3D, Gecko poison darts. Somebody's injured. Once again, he kind of gets injured a lot in this last set of episodes, the last 12 episodes here. I'm warning you. But guess who's around to fix him up? He just knows. Begs for forgiveness. The almighty device is complete. And now he's going to resurrect the fallen Destructoids. Now, if you've seen you've seen several episodes with Hanpen and Drag. But if you've seen any of the Kamen Rider movies, you know that any resurrected Destructoids, any resurrected Kaijin, they're just not as clever. They're not as strong as they used to be. So, when we've reviewed several of the Kamen Rider episodes where they revive them. But they realize their dad fixed him. 5 city, there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So some of them are here, some of them are there. Not all of them. But there's their leader. Blue Kong. I just put Blue Kong in there because I like him. Blue Bulldog, Bruise Kong, whatever you want to call him. Tries to trick Yuka into that pendant, but they find out. And here's a nice stunt. They spend a little money on this episode because it was a theatrical release. Obviously, they had to use two cameras for the 3D effects. Fighting, fighting, and there it is. So that's it. March 1970. So it's 3 years since he recorded that. And more fighting, evil flute, and, and Komioji pushes the rock down like Masaru had done earlier. So, well, you can just see that the picture quality is different, which it should be because they did the Kikaider episodes are all remastered from whatever negatives they have, and they look amazing. Butcher him. That sidecar or side machine is can hold a lot of people. I just love these shots. There's some comedy here, um, but they all get blown up. He has the real one. So there's the gecko tongue, but will it work this time? What do you think? Nope. We have one giant swing, one Daishari Nage, and one Denji end away from the end. Kaboom! There it is, the real key. No, I don't even know what they do here. They must get rid of it. So they'll never come back. They can't revive them anymore now, which is the big machine or big blaster. Yuka thanks them so much for everything, and off they go. That's the end. So now we will get back to our regularly scheduled television program and leave this movie behind. And are you ready? It's going to be something, I'm telling you. Business is about to pick up. All right, Jiro, the final Denji end. Or is it? We'll find out soon enough. So there's a lot of crows around, and Mitsuko thinks that they're harbingers of bad omens, which of course they're the messengers of gods, which sometimes are bad omens, but sometimes are good omens. I like crows. Sorry, Mitsuko. And Hanpen's waiting for them, but he's hungry and being watched by crows. Even Dr. Komioji knows there's so many notices them. But they're robots. Jiro's fighting them, and Hanpen realizes who that was in a truck because he's now a delivery driver. A flying saucer, which is, I mean, that's a nice. I don't know if that's matted in there or if it's actual practical effect. Seems like it's practical. There is Black Crow, and I bet he does not talk to angels. He's no time to fight you, and he is stronger, way stronger. Hanpen saves the doctor, and I promise those are the only two songs I know by the Black Crows, so I won't do that. And Kikaider does find him very hard to handle now. And I believe this is reused footage, but I just like the fact that they're using explosives, even squib explosives, on on an actual road. Jiro gets injured by the beak, or the beak. We're just gonna go with that. But they see him. They even know his human form, but they hear the guitar. It's Hanpen. He El kabongs them. And look at Komioji swinging a stick around like he knows a screamer. But they finally get reunited. They throw him in the back of the truck. Mitsuko takes off. They got Jiro there. They're both injured. And they think that they're safe. He realizes that the magnet end did not work on Black Crow. Really, the best way I found to stop hearing the Black Crows was to quit listening or changing the station on the radio. Fortunately, they're still being watched, but he's going to use super. He's going to give himself a major upgrade. High voltage wires, but we don't even see what they're attached to, what he's doing there. But he's supercharging himself, much like Kamen Rider Stronger would do 2 years later. Once again, one Kamen Rider show I do love. I like all the original ones. Yep, and he's not wrong. So Hanpen is taking the place of that. They fall for it, Destructoids and drones together. So you see an explosion when he touches the wires to supercharge himself, but then you just find out he's okay instead of having him disappear and then show up dramatically. Uh-oh, it's a robot crow. You'd think that he'd supercharge his uh, conscience circuit, but it actually makes him attack Komioji. But fortunately, Masaru blares the horn, which drowns out uh, Gil's flute. He runs outside as Jiro after the horn stops and doesn't change. So either Gil stopped playing his flute when he realized he'd failed, but then he changes right to Kikaider. So a little bit of a continuity error. You only know if you'd watched the show 5 or 6 times. And their final battle is on. Now he's playing possum here to trick Black Crow. Denji end! And he does it twice and it doesn't work. And he's got him wrapped up with the crow drill. Escape energy! Breaks all the chains. Like he's Samson or Goliath or Machiste or Ursus or whoever you wanted. And Gilgamesh, let's go with that. Or even Thor. And kaboom! And he uses a new power, the Kikaider Spark. Kaboom boom! But they can't find the doctor now. So we get this final bit here. And evil warrior more powerful than Kikaider. He's going to make Komioji build him? How is that possible? Uh-oh. Who is that? And for once, Professor Gill is not wrong, because he does get Komioji to complete their evil warrior. Who is that evil warrior? Well, I believe we all probably guessed by now. Oops, let me go back here. There we go. I think we've all guessed by now, if you haven't guessed by the theme music playing. Tomorrow will be 7-Song Friday, but not from cartoons, and it'll be the 2025 Yule version of 7-Song Friday, which means 7 Christmas songs. So, my fellow agents, until our next assignment, this is X7, who will be your master of musical mayhem tomorrow, signing off and phasing out.